Welcome to Conversations with Kate, the podcast where we delve into the stories, ideas, and insights that shape our lives. Join me as we engage in thoughtful discussions with fascinating guests from all walks of life. Get ready to listen, learn, and connect.
All right, so let's jump into AI ethics. It's kind of wild out there, isn't it?
It definitely is. And when we talk about ethics in AI, we're not just talking hypotheticals. Real-world examples keep popping up, like that chess-playing robot in Moscow that actually broke a 7-year-old's finger during a match.
Wait, what? How does a chess robot even get to that point?
Apparently, the boy moved too quickly for the robot's programming to handle. The arm it reacted poorly, grabbing his hand. It was a programming oversight, sure, but...
But who's responsible, right? The developers? The competition organisers? Or do we seriously think about blaming the machine itself?
Exactly. And that's where the concept of treating AI systems as moral agents comes into play. Shadbolt and Hampson suggest that even though these machines aren't sentient, we should evaluate their actions as if they were people, applying human ethical standards to their design and behaviour.
Right. It's like we're holding machines to our rules because, let's face it, we're the ones building them. And that's not just sci-fi, it's real life. Like self-driving cars. Remember that case in Arizona where a pedestrian was killed?
Yes, Elaine Hertzberg. The safety driver wasn't paying attention and the car didn't identify her crossing the road in time. People immediately asked, who's at fault? Massive ethical implications there.
Totally. And when I was at that tech conference last month, this was all the buzz. I mean, the debates were fierce. Engineers, ethicists, even regulators were all clashing over whether we're doing enough to integrate morality into these systems.
And it highlights how AI ethics is no longer a niche topic. It's becoming central to government policies, corporate accountability, and even our daily lives. We need to decide
where we draw the line. Yeah, and honestly, who steps up to enforce these ethical boundaries? Machines, humans, or both?
It's a big question. If we're treating machines as moral agents, shouldn't they also have stricter rules? After all, they're not prone to emotional or physical lapses like humans are.
Exactly. And look, these issues are coming at us fast. Whether it's accidents like these or broader concerns like privacy, the stakes couldn't be higher for making these systems, as close to ethical as we can get. So, speaking of drawing ethical boundaries, let's dive into how regulations are stepping in. GDPR set a major precedent, but this new EU AI Act, it feels like it's taking things to a whole new level. What do you think?
It certainly has the potential to. The AI Act's global reach could parallel GDPR's influence, especially with the way it classifies AI by risk, banning unacceptable uses while tightly regulating high-risk applications.
Yeah, but what really intrigues me is how they're pushing tools like the compliance checker. It's brilliant, right? Helping companies figure out their legal obligations while also encouraging them to build trust.
Absolutely. And then there's the concept of regulatory sandboxes. These are vital for testing AI solutions in controlled environments. It ensures issues are uncovered before systems are widely deployed.
Exactly. I think it's key for innovation too. Keeps companies from being paralysed by fear of getting things wrong. But do you think international collaboration is realistic here?
That's the debate, isn't it? I remember sitting with a tech firm at a conference. It got heated. They argued that uniform global standards are nearly impossible because every nation has its own agenda. But what do you do? Fragmentation isn't ideal either.
Right. And fragmentation makes it easier for bad actors to exploit loopholes. I mean, look at what happens with data privacy when rules aren't consistent everywhere.
Exactly. And that's why this act matters so much. It sets a benchmark. If other regions adopt similar frameworks, or even improve on this one, It could change the game for ethical AI globally.
Kate, with these frameworks coming into play, it really highlights the challenge of balancing AI's transformative potential with the ethical risks, doesn't it? I mean, as industries embrace this tech, we're seeing privacy breaches, biased algorithms. It's a lot to juggle.
And those algorithms, let's not forget, are only as good as the data they're trained on. If that data's already skewed, well, the systems just amplify those biases. It's
scary, yeah, and that's exactly why we've got to align AI with human values. I've worked on projects where teams bake ethical frameworks right into the development process, and I swear it's the only way to keep these systems in check.
It's true. Transparency, fairness, dignity, these aren't just buzzwords, they're essential. Without those values embedded in AI, it's like building something without a moral compass. It's reckless.
Exactly. And I mean, think about something like facial recognition tech. Sure, it's powerful, but how far do we let that go? Is it okay if it means someone's privacy gets stripped away in the process?
Right, and that's where vigilance comes into play. We can't just set these systems loose and hope for the best. There has to be continuous oversight, constant questioning.
Exactly. You can't just slap a sticker on it saying ethical and call it a day. It's an ongoing process. And this is the future. We're talking about tools that can either inspire trust or completely erode it, depending on how they're built and used.
And that trust is everything. People won't embrace AI if they feel like it's working against them. That's why building these systems with clear ethical standards isn't optional. It's mandatory.
Totally. The stakes are huge, and honestly, this is where we need everyone involved. Developers, policymakers, ethicists, even the public. No one can sit this one out. Kate, building on what we were saying about trust and oversight in AI, here's a question for you. Do you think this technology is actually making us a bit dumber?
I wouldn't jump to that conclusion just yet, Andrew, but it's worth considering how over-reliance on AI could affect critical thinking skills, creativity, and even our appetite for learning.
Yeah, like when we lean too much on autocorrect and suddenly forget how to spell. Imagine scaling that up to, say, decision-making or problem-solving.
Exactly. It's not that AI is inherently bad, it's about striking the right balance. If AI takes over too much of the learning process, we might lose the deeper, reflective skills that come from actively engaging with subjects ourselves.
Right, but here's the kicker, universities. Are degrees going to lose their worth if AI keeps disrupting industries? I mean, why spend years studying when you could just, ask AI to do the work?
It's a fair question, Andrew. Degrees might need to evolve. The real value could shift from just acquiring knowledge to developing skills that AI can't easily replicate. Things like emotional intelligence, ethical reasoning, and adaptability.
True, but then you've got these AI-driven learning platforms that adapt to individual needs. They're efficient, sure, but do they truly foster curiosity, or is it like spoon-feeding knowledge?
That's a key point. Learning isn't just about absorbing facts. It's about the journey. The questions, the debates, the aha moments. Those are hard to replicate with AI. We'll need to ensure education remains a human-centered experience.
So, we need both. AI as a tool, not a crutch. It can enhance learning, but should never replace the core human elements. Man, the future of education is going to be wild, don't you think?
Absolutely. And it's evolving faster than ever. But as much as we embrace the tech, we've got to focus on what makes human intelligence unique. Things machines can't do, like moral reasoning or creative problem solving.
Couldn't agree more. And honestly, if we get this right, education could become more inclusive, accessible and effective than ever. But it all starts with keeping our priorities straight.
On that note, Andrew, I think we've hit some solid points here. And really, it's about navigating this balance wisely, ensuring that AI complements human learning rather than overshadowing it.
Absolutely. And with that, I think we're wrapping things up. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Here's to keeping our humanity as we venture deeper into the AI-driven future. See you next time.
That wraps up another insightful conversation with Kate. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you've enjoyed our discussion. Until next time.